An officer ordered a soldier to lift a wooden beam weighing 80 pounds. The soldier, weakened by hunger, gathered his last bit of strength and somehow managed to lift it. Another officer standing nearby said, "If he drops it, shoot him." The soldier's legs trembled, but he didn't let go of the beam. He was not fighting to save his life, but for his broken honor. With every moment, the beam felt heavier, yet he didn't give up. In the eyes of the prisoners, he was no longer an ordinary soldier. Even in the eyes of the enemy officer, fear began to show. The other prisoners stopped working and gathered around him to give him courage. This was because he was no longer just carrying a wooden load, but the burden of the entire country's soul. Looking into the officer's eyes, he thought, "I have to stay alive because my living courage is more terrifying than their death." For the last time, he lifted the beam even higher. His strength was refusing to break. The humiliated officer trembled with anger. He picked up the gun but then dropped it on the ground. He couldn't believe that even after so much torture and humiliation, this soldier hadn't broken. His body could be crushed, but not his soul. At that moment, the officer understood that they had actually lost. The officer fell to his knees and started crying, while a flame of victory was burning in Berlin's heart. A few days later, the enemy surrendered unconditionally. The prisoners were lined up and told they were being taken for a bath. But everyone knew that this was their last journey. Just then, the roar of planes suddenly echoed in the sky. The order to shoot was stopped. Rations began to fall from above, and hope returned to the prisoners' faces. They were saved. The wounded Berlin slowly climbed the stairs and reached the enemy officer's room. He wanted to see what had become of that ruthless man. But the officer could not meet his gaze and ran away in shame. Finally, Berlin returned home. He knelt on the ground, kissed the soil, and then hugged his family and wept bitterly. His mother hugged him as if her lost son had returned from the grave. Friends, are there still such soldiers in our country today? If you know anyone, do write 2 lines about them.